You might not be able to tell by looking at it today, but if we peel back the years, you might be surprised to know that this was the world's largest roadside diner, with seating for 400 and serving over 2 million customers per year. Now it sits abandoned and mostly forgotten, another victim of the interstate. So today we tell a tale of Route 66. This is the Diamonds. In the 1950s, this restaurant was the largest of its kind, seated 400, employed almost 300, and was open 24 hours a day. But why here? Almost 40 miles away from downtown St. Louis. It all started with a man and his fruit stand. Enter Spencer Groff, who grew up on a farm near here. Spencer wanted to do a lot of things in life. Be a lawyer, a farmer, a cattleman, a commodity broker. But none of those went very well for him. What money he made in cattle, he blew on the commodity market. He was broke, deep in debt, and had to do something about it. But what? He began thinking about the road next to his farm with all of that new automobile traffic and thought, why not sell some plums? Now, I am being quite serious. He enlisted some neighbor kids and went to an orchard to pick a bunch of plums. He set up at the fork in the road under an umbrella and sold everything he had. Next, he tried his hand at soda pop, and it sold even better, at least until winter. Spencer knew one thing: this was working. So, in the spring, he built an actual diamond-shaped stand at the same spot. Then it became a gas station. They started serving hot food and all types of fresh fruit. That's when the first building went up, with a restaurant developed by his sister Ursula. Growth and expansion were a continuous cycle, and business was booming. At this point, you have to wonder what they were doing to get all of their success. Well, there were two big reasons. The first, it seems his property could not have been in a busier location. The newly formed Route 66 and Route 50 were at his doorstep. Did I mention State Road 100 was here as well? They all converged at the Diamonds. Spencer and Ursula had one tenet they held above all others: quality was king. Clean kitchens, professional staff, and a spotless dining room, not to mention delicious home-style meals. It worked so well that in 1938, Spencer decided to retire at the ripe age of 55. He sold to his night manager and general manager, who had formed a partnership. He kept the property and leased it to them. In 1947, they had reached 1.5 million customers per year. Everything was booming. That was until the fire. In early 1948, the original Diamonds burned to the ground. It was a complete loss, but that didn't stop the partners from rebuilding. A new Diamonds, completely fireproof and state-of-the-art, was built at a cost of $350,000. They reopened in July of 48 and were met by a flood of happy and hungry customers, and reached a new high as they served over 2 million people that year. That's about 5,500 customers per day. You could see the quick service counters for those in a hurry, and all the gargantuan area for dining. The business kept growing and growing. Little did the owners know that this would be a short-lived success. Along came Interstate 44, bypassing all the traffic past their location. It was like a ghost town overnight at the Diamonds. They began to lay off workers, and times got tough. In 1962, Spencer Groff passed away, and the owners decided it was time to end their lease and move on to greener pastures. They packed up their stuff and moved to Gray's Summit, where they were visible from the interstate. They built a bigger restaurant, bought a hotel, and built another. Things were booming again. Another group took a shot at the old Diamonds location, opening the Tri-County Truck Stop. It actually stuck in around there until 2006 before closing. The building shown here in a video I shot in October of 2023 is vacant, a forgotten piece of the Mother Road. It is silent and maybe a little intimidating due to its size and dark presence. But I wonder if we listen closely, though, that we can hear the cars going by on the highway and imagine the buses. It's said up to 70 came by daily, pulling up to let off hungry passengers, and the sound of the bells on the front door opening and closing. Maybe if we close our eyes, we can smell fresh bacon and eggs and pancakes on the grill, or chicken frying. Perhaps we can envision a waitress serving an enormous meal to a waiting family, truck drivers sitting at the counters chugging down their coffee, and teenagers having a soda at the fountain. All around, a buzz of conversation, played over just lightly by soft big band music. Can you just see it? Is the Diamonds too far gone? Likely. It would be hard to justify rebuilding it at this point. Most of the ingredients of its success shifted away years ago. Even the new Diamonds has been closed for years, soon to be wiped away as well. For now, at least, the abandoned remnants are still here to find. Sadly, there is no sign no historical marker to tell its tale. So I'm glad I had the chance to share it with you. So here is a salute to a failed farmer, businessman, lawyer, commodity broker that didn't give up on his dream. One Mr. Spencer Groff and his two business associates, Louis Eckelkamp and Noble Key, who worked for him and continued to build the biggest roadside diner in the world and kept that dream alive for several years to come. Now, if you enjoyed this video, you may also like the one showing up on the screen now. If you have stories about the diamonds that you'd like to share, we'd love to hear them in the comments. Also, please consider subscribing to the channel and let us know which way you want us to point the car as we tell these stories of Two-Lane America. Thanks for being here.